So what's been going on with the Black Clover anime? Last time I talked about the Black Clover anime, because I gotta keep it real. If I like something, I like it. If it starts to go downhill, I speak my piece. The last time Black Clover anime we talked about, I think it was just before the start of the arc that we're in right now, this whole water temple arc or whatnot. I am gonna lie, Black Clover was on fire. Previous arc where we got, Lit versus Yami. Oh my gosh, the art and animation and all that. It was top of the line. The manga's already been banging for months upon months. Then the anime was doing some dope stuff, and I was like, yo, Black Clover is here, baby. Then we start this arc, which, let's backtrack just a little bit before all of this. Black Clover, when it was originally announced, if I'm not mistaken, because I made videos about it, it was initially only confirmed for roughly 13 episodes. It seemed as though it was going to just be, one of those seasonal, similar to what they do with My Hero, of like, you got 12 or 13. Well, the first season was 12 or 13, and then the second season was 20-something. And that was what seemed to be the case for Black Clover. Then, I don't know exactly why this happened, but shortly into its run, it all of a sudden was announced that they were ordering more episodes to equal up to, I believe, 50 to 51 episodes of Black Clover. Again, it could have been that the ratings were great or the ratings weren't that good and they felt they needed to build an audience. I'm not exactly sure what was the reason, but it came out of nowhere like, yo, they're gonna do about 50 to 51 episodes. That's what's been ordered. Quite a bit of an uphill battle with Black Clover, especially the way Period decided to adapt it. They slowed it down in a lot of places. It had its lumps, but it started to get really good as it kept on progressing. Again, in my last video, I was really giving nothing but praise. Incoming this arc of Black Clover, the arc we're in right now, while it's had some moments and it started off, it was like, okay, everything's fine. It feels as though Studio Period at this point has kind of given up on Black Clover's anime. I cannot stress how disappointed I am in the art and animation for the Black Clover anime for this arc right now. Again, I don't know if it's because the ratings have been bad, it didn't do what they expected it or hoped for it to do. I'm not sure what is going on here, but I mean, it has just been so disappointing to see how Black Clover has been running for the past few, I want to say, months since this arc started or whatever, because this was supposed to be a pretty big arc. This is a big deal. As Black Clover continues, the stakes get higher, the villains and the fights and all of that stuff is supposed to keep on just getting crazier and crazier. But Studio Period, I don't know if again it's because they've only ordered 51 episodes and they're not going to order any more and they just don't care. They're trying to move on and they got very small amounts of staff working on it. But it has gotten to the point where, for example, the big villain that we're fighting right now, one of the members of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, he looks like a beast, has a third eye or whatever. The art and animation, 99% of the time, this character's expression is exactly the same. It's reminding me of some stuff that Toei does once in a while where there's damn near no movement, to the point where it's still images, they shake the picture or whatever, but there's next to no animation. Now again, the story is there and the story is pretty freaking cool. Vanessa show up and Yami kind of feeling helpless because he can't really jump in as badly as he wants to come out, but the story can't carry sometimes when an adaptation is going this badly, because again, it feels as though they're really just not even just dropping the ball, they just stopped caring. Because how do you go from, again, the Yami versus Lit fight, that animation was so stellar, it was like, yo, they really believing in Black Clover, they're really trying to get this going, and that was a very big moment. That was, one of the big villains, and then that was also getting the first time to see Yami really letting loose and cutting loose in a battle. It seemed as though there was faith. The studio was actually believing in Black Clover and really putting their best foot forward. So you come from that to this arc, and it's just like night and day. Again, the story itself, what's going on is like, okay, cool, the Eye of the Midnight Sun, they're still trying to collect these gems. The people from the water temple, cool stuff there, their powers and seeing them kind of working together. I mean, there's still a bunch of the cliche stuff. Black Clover, it does carry on, and then the anime doesn't help because it doesn't do anything different to try and cut down a bit of the cliche aspects of, like, Asta's like, I won't quit, I won't give up, and then, Noelle overcoming, which there's been some cool moments when Noelle did, I believe it was the water dragon move against Vito, is it Veto? I'm gonna call him Vito. You know, when she did that, that was great character development. I think this whole arc has provided some really good character development for Noelle. First, before they even got there, having to master her moves so that they can go underwater, then using that technique against Vito. It's really showcased her development. Also, it's showcasing not necessarily development, but getting more into Vanessa, showcasing that when it's all said and done, Vanessa might be a drunk. She might be like, you know, just lazy, not wanting to go on missions, but when it comes time, push comes to shove, Vanessa ain't no joke either. Vanessa actually just recently, she's jumping in, and it's showcasing the Black Bulls all really coming together, that even though they're a band of misfits and they don't necessarily do everything that they should be doing, you're just seeing from ForneverWorld to Vanessa, Noelle mastering stuff, everybody really coming together. So again, story-wise, it's a dope story, but just Studio Period, I'm just so disgusted. Black Clover, especially how great the manga's been lately, right now it's really starting to make me lose a lot of hope of getting some stuff that later on down the road is really, really good animated at some given point. Because normally what happens, from my understanding of what I've seen, when an anime gets ordered a certain amount of episodes, so they keep on ordering more, it's because, okay, it's doing good or it's garnering interest, so they have some type of end goal. If they haven't ordered any more episodes, again, it could just be that they want to take a break and regroup. It could be that it's just been so disappointing, the ratings, the feedback, or whatever, that again, they just don't really care. I know I've said this already multiple times in the video, but I just truly feel like Period stopped caring now that they're inching towards the finale of this, which again, it's gonna leave Black Clover feeling like, man, there's still so much more to go. Especially if you read the manga, you know, there's way better stuff. Black Clover is the type of series that it has continuously gotten more interesting, gotten better as far as the writing goes. All around Black Clover, the further you go into it, the better it gets. So to see that it's just possibly going to come to an end right here, the art and animation has just been downright awful. It's disappointing. I really, really wanted Black Clover to do big things. Again, we all know Black Clover did not have the best start. Black Clover started off very rough around the edges. A lot of things, even with the story. The story is actually improved, and it's crazy that they were doing better art and animation when the story was so simplistic and cliche early on, and now that it's actually starting to find its way and do its own thing, now the art and animation is kind of crapping up. It's like, it's really disappointing because I really, really enjoy Black Clover, but based on the way things are going right now, I don't ever see us getting some of the incredible stuff that the manga's done in the past few months, possibly even year, animated. It just seems as though we might be at a point where it's the end of the road for the Black Clover anime on a permanent basis. I'm curious what you guys think about it though. For starters, how have you been feeling about the current arc the anime's in right now? I mean, I'm not taking away from the story because it's been fun. It's been really cool. It's, you know, building things up, getting more of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, kind of taking Yami out of the picture so that the Black Bulls can actually, because let's be honest, if Yami was there, yeah, I don't know how well Vito would have done with all of them being there. So, you know, giving them more room to breathe. It's just Period. Do you think that I have valid criticisms on it as far as the art and animation goes, or do you think that no, it's just fine? Like, I don't see how anybody can say it's just fine, because it's just been like, why does this character have one expression and doesn't move? What's going on here? You guys think Studio Period just gave up and we're not going to see anything after episode 51? I mean, we know for sure that it is stopping at 51. They haven't ordered any more, and, you know, it takes a while to build things up, so they're more than likely stopping it. But do you think there's a possibility at some given point in the future we could get more of the Black Clover anime, or based on the way they're treating it right now and everything that's happened up until this point, this is probably going to be the end for Black Clover? It's a shame again, because Black Clover just continues to get so much better, but Studio Period gave up hope. And I'm starting to look at Period like, yo, what happened to you? What happened to the Studio Period that made Yu Yu Hakusho back in the day, that actually took an arc, the final arc of Yu Yu Hakusho, and made it better than the manga? Where is that Studio Period right now? I'm just saying, now we're getting Boruto fillers, Black Clover terrible art and animation. Like, what's going on? Your overall thoughts and expectations. Hopefully Black Clover can pick it up and we can get more, but it's not looking good. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit the bell to get all notifications. And of course, if you want to check out any of my other social media, they're in the description below. Links and all of that. I'm ForneverWorld. And as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day.
making major moves. Laugh and let the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, cream stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best believe that. But now it's whatever, one day I'll be your favorite, but never. No matter how you get it done.